Hello everyone, welcome to Twisted Serenity with Mimi. Thanks for clicking on my channel. So I just want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel. And I just want to let you guys know that I do appreciate you guys. Unfortunately, me and the kids are sick right now, but I wanted to bring you guys another video that I had with some fall decor. There's a couple pieces in here that I am in love with. So I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do. So as I like to say, sit back and relax or craft with me. Let's get started, you guys. Okay, for our first one, you guys, I got this piece of wood from Crafts Square and Dollar Tree. And it's roughly 11 by 5.5. So I take it and I sand it down just to smooth it out. So I grabbed my stain from Minwax in the color Special Walnut, and I decided to stain this board with it because I love the color. And I always use just Waverly Antique Wax to stain, but I was like, let me change it up a little bit. So I put the stain on, and of course when you put in the stain on, I grab microfiber cloth to wipe the excess off. That's the best technique that I find is good to use. So I do let this dry for a couple hours. Okay, so I made this decal using my Cricut. I'm not the best. I do try. I'm trying to be more confident using the Cricut. And I just transferred it on. It took me a little bit to transfer it on. I don't know if it was the vinyl I was using or what, but it kept on pulling up. So I transferred this on, and it was beautiful as is. You could leave it like this if you want to, but I decided that I wanted it to turn into a little tray. So I have these handles in my stash, and I spray painted them in black. And I just attached them onto the board. As you're going to see, I left this clip in. So I attached the first one. This glue actually works really good. It's a Gorilla Glue. So I attached the first one. I don't really measure it. I lay that one out. So I'm going to attach the second one. Look at how I try to measure it. Like that would really work. I slid it over. So I was like, okay, let me use my brain. I don't know what was going on with me. I think it's because I'm sick. And I just grab my ruler. I line it up. And that's how I glue it on. And once the handles are glued on, you guys, look at how cute this tray is. Okay, you guys, so I had this little vase that I picked up in the Target dollar spot a couple years back. And I grabbed some corn kernels, and I just put the corn kernels right inside the little vase. You could use a funnel. I just poured them right in there, squeezing the cup together. Now, I have these little wheat stem bunches, and these are real. These are dried up wheat stems, and I just cut down the stem to it, and I just put them right inside there. And I love that they had, they're dried up, so they had like different tones and different shades to them, which I found beautiful. And I've been having these, I want to say, for 1.5 years already. So when they're dried up, they really last a while if you take care of them. Okay, so it's beautiful as is. I just wanted to give it a more rustic feel. So I have these wood leaves, and I took one of, I think that's called a maple leaf out. I just stained it with Waverly Antique Wax. Now, once I had it stained, I grabbed my twine, and I wrapped around the top of the rim of the little vase. I wanted to give it more of a rustic vibe, so I grabbed my lighter and I just burned the twine. Please be careful if you are going to do this. I advise to do a torch lighter and not a little lighter like I did, because I did burn my fingers. Now I grabbed my maple leaf, and on the stem of the maple leaf, I wrap some twine around it, and I take that piece of twine with the maple leaf and I wrap it around the rim as well. And that is it, you guys. This is so cute. You could put this on, a shelf. You could put this on a tier tray. It's completely up to you. Okay, you guys, so I had this styrofoam pumpkin. This is the smaller ones that you could get at Dollar Tree, and I just cut a bigger hole in the middle of it. And I have this yarn from Dollar Tree, and I grab a wood plank, and I wrap it around a good amount of times of the wood plank. And then I pull it off. I just wrapped it around the wood plank because I found that was like the perfect length to get each time. Now I grab the yarn and I tuck it in the top and the bottom of our pumpkin. And as I'm going, I'm just tucking it in, making sure it's nice and secure. If you guys are still watching the video, just take a second and hit that like button. And I do want to let you guys know that I do appreciate every single one of you. And I do thank you for subscribing to my channel and coming back to my channel and watching my videos. So let me know what you guys think inside the comments. And yes, my voice is raspy, but if you find me sounding a little bit more raspier, it's because me and the kids are sick right now. It's been a little change of weather and we're already starting to get sick, unfortunately. So once I have it all wrapped around, I grab my dowel and I'm just tucking it all in. I just want to make sure everything's snug and tight so nothing comes out. Look at how gorgeous that looks. Now, of course, I grab one of these wood stems from Dollar Tree. You know, you could use sticks, you could use cinnamon sticks. I just have these, so this is what I'm going to use. I tuck it right in there and look at you guys. A sweater pumpkin. You could do this with any of the yarn from Dollar Tree. Okay, you guys, so I have this large wood cutout pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and I already filled the hole with some wood filler and I sanded it down. Now I'm grabbing some masking tape and I'm going to tape down about halfway down the pumpkin. Once I do that, I grab my Waverly Antique Wax and I stain the top portion of the pumpkin. Look at how pretty that looks so far. So it's stained and we're going to pull off the middle of the tape. I love doing this part just to reveal how it looks. And I'm going to re-tape it down using the same tape because you already know I don't like wasting things and there's no need to when I could just still use that tape up again. I'm cheap like that. And I'm going to paint the bottom part using Waverly ink. Of course, I use my heat gun to make the process go faster because I'm impatient. And I peel up the tape and it just looks so gorgeous. And these new leather words from Dollar Tree, I grab the word blessed and I just add some glue to it and I glue it down to the bottom right side of the pumpkin. And this looks so high end, at least in my opinion. Okay, you guys, so this is going to be another quick one. So these are new to Dollar Tree this year. It's an MDF leaf cutout, like a monogram one. And I'm just using my heat gun and I'm going to peel that paper off, which this came up pretty easily and didn't leave no residue, which I loved. And I grabbed my apple barrel paint in the color Tutorial Beige. And I'm going to give this 2 coats. The MDF was really sucking up the paint. So the 2 coats was pretty good. If you really want really good coverage, you might want to do 3 coats. But I do the front, the back, and the sides of the leaf. Now, once the Tutorial Beige was dried, I grab my little chip brush from Dollar Tree and I grab some white paint and I go around the edges of the leaf just to give it that distressed look. And then I'm going to go over the front of the leaf in up and down motion and give it a dry brush, which I love the 2 tones of this color. Like of these 2 colors together, I love the look that it gave. I repeat the dry brushing for the back of the leaf Even though we're not going to do nothing to the back of the leaf, but if we are going to put it on a shelf or something, you know, there's always that one person that might turn it around. So I want to give it a finished look. And I do it for the sides as well. Now here's another image I made using my Cricut, and it says autumn breeze and fallen leaves, and it was just so simple, which I loved. So I just transferred that on to our little leaf, and I do weed like the inside like of the A's and stuff like that afterwards, because when I'm weeding it out at first, I'm scared I'm gonna just rip the whole image off. Now it was a little too shiny for me, so I did just take whatever was left on my paintbrush and distressed over the words. And that is it for this one, you guys. Like I said, this one could go on a shelf. This one could go on a tier tray. These are just pieces that you could do anything with. And it was so inexpensive to make. It's so simple to make. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so this is my favorite by far DIY that I had made for fall. So I have 3 pieces of wood, scrap wood. I had this scrap wood from my sister's house. They were going to throw it away, so of course I picked it up. So I'm sanding all 3 pieces. Now these pieces are roughly 5, 4, and 3 inches. So I'm grabbing my Special Wanna Minwax stain again, and I'm going to stain all these pieces. Now this is going to be my base color. They are not going to stay this color. I just wanted a base color once I do go over everything else. Okay, so I let these dry overnight. Now I grab my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, and I go over every single one of the blocks. And I still let some of that Special Walnut color expose. I don't want to cover it completely. Now I do this to all 3 of them. I do the whole entire thing, the front, the back, the sides, the top, the bottom. Okay, you guys, I know it's a lot of steps, but I promise you the end result is gorgeous. So I grab my chippy brush and I grab my elephant chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm going to go over the blocks just very lightly, not too dark. I want to give these a lot of different tones. So I do that with the Waverly in the color elephant, and I take also Waverly Antique Wax. Okay, so the painting is done. Now I grab my 3 wood stems from my pack from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take my Gorilla Glue mixed with my hot glue because I want that extra hold, and I'm going to glue each one to the middle. These are going to be pumpkins. We're not done yet. These, I'm telling you, are so gorgeous. Don't cut down the stems because you want the stems to be long, because the way we're going to do them up, you want the stems to show as well. So now that we have them all set up, these are all different ribbons that I cut. Well, basically fabrics. I cut the burlap into strips. I had this buffalo check that had like a tan color to it. I ripped off the wire off the ends, and then I broke it up into strips as well. And then that lace was from Dollar Tree, and I took a berry pick, and I didn't like the green on it. I wanted it to be like all neutral, so I did paint the green berries with some white chalk paint. Okay, so we're going to take our berry garland and we're going to wrap it around our stem. And then I'm also going to take this wire jute that we could get from Dollar Tree, of course, everything Dollar Tree, and we're going to wrap that up as well. Once we wrap them up, I take a small dowel, a skinny dowel, and I'm going to basically curl up our wire jute first. And once I curl up our wire jute, I take all my pieces of fabric, one of each piece, and I'm going to tie them onto the stem. I don't double knot it, I just tie it in one time. And I am not going to cut down our fabric. I love the way that it looks long. So I don't want my berry picks to be all crazy like that either, like just sticking up looking like antennas. So I do curl them up as well. Now I don't want all the ribbons to be to the front, so I'm just moving them all around, separating them, throwing some behind the pumpkin, in front of the pumpkin, to the side of the pumpkin. Now I grab my glue and I grab some Spanish moss and I just tuck it underneath all the ribbon and my berry and my twine. And now I'm just laying over our fabric. I'm telling you guys, I did this for all three of them and these came out gorgeous. I'm in love with them. They give me not only a rustic type of vibe, but they give me like that primitive, vibe as well. I don't know if you guys like that type, but I'm honestly, I'm in love with these. Okay, on to the next one. So we have this wood cutout pumpkin that says Hello Autumn. I'm carefully going to take my heat gun and my spatula and I'm going to remove all those pieces. And we're not going to use these for this project, but I am saving them because I do like them and I could use them on a different project. So I'm doing the preparations, I'm filling up the holes, sanding it all down, sanding, the spackle, the wood filler down. And once we did that, we take our white paint and we're going to give it just one basic coat of white paint. Okay, so they have these napkins at Dollar Tree and they are gorgeous. So we take it off and this is 2-ply. So you do want to remove the backing from the napkin. Now, I'm no decoupage queen, but I like to try different things and I like to make different decors. So, I'm switching it up a little bit. So I'm grabbing my Mod Podge and I'm giving my entire pumpkin a layer of Mod Podge. I don't try to go too heavy because I learned from the past when I've done decoupage before. If you go too heavy, you're going to rip your napkin or whatever you're putting on there. So basically, once I put the Mod Podge on, I take my napkin and I'm going to lay it on my pumpkin where I want it. I want the pumpkins to be more to the bottom. I don't want a lot of that orange and white buffalo check stripes, whatever you call it, laying at the bottom. So I do try to move it up. Move it down so it doesn't show. Now I'm very lightly trying to smooth it out. And then I grab my saran wrap. Yes, my saran wrap is green. I have this big roll that I've been having forever. And I've been trying to use it, but I swear it's never ending. And I am taking my saran wrap and I am smoothing it out with the saran wrap. Now that I have it smoothed out like I want it, I'm going to cut around the pumpkin. I'm going to cut off the excess napkin. I'm not going to try to cut too close to the pumpkin because I am going to take my nail file, which is like the best sanding brush or block, whatever you call it, technique, like sanding tool that I love when you decoupage. Like I love that little nail file that I picked up at Dollar Tree. And when I'm filing it, like sanding it down, I'm sanding it downwards, out, like away from the image. I found if I'm going inwards, I am going to rip the napkin or whatever image I am decoupaging. Now I grab my apple barrel burnt umber and my little chippy brush / stencil brush that I got this at Dollar Tree as well. And I love these brushes. And I'm just basically going to go lightly, darker over the edges, and then I'm going to go over the image on top of the napkin as well because I wanted to have more of a rustic kind of farmhouse feel to it. Okay, so I felt like my pumpkin needed a little bit of embellishment, so I'm using one of those leather words again, and I take out the word grateful, and I'm just attaching some glue to it, and I attach it to the middle of the top, and that was it. I love the way this one came out. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I had so much fun creating these projects, and I hope I gave you guys some inspiration to decorate your house for fall. And always remember, you don't have to break the bank to make beautiful decor for your home. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and comment your favorite down below. And always, always, always remember, this world could throw you twists and turns, but always make the good choices. To the next one, you guys.